Hello, my dear Boris.
Lovely to see you, mate. How you doing?
Back. We're back for another week. How are you, my dear friend?
We are back, and I've got a little corona to get me through.
You've got the virus?
No. No. I've got a lovely Corona Extra, aka the Beveragino. The
Beveragino. Is that a car alarm I can hear going off on the...
You can hear a car alarm. Sophie has smashed her way through every car because she's sick and tired of me coming up into my little closet room once a week. So she's decided to completely wreck the podcast.
She's ruining the podcast by like smashing the shit into cars.
Saboteur.
That's commitment.
It is thorough commitment, but I can't be blindsided right now, Matt, because I've just realised my laptop is also low on charge. So,
no! Got to charge that.
Cool. That was this. We could have had all kinds of issues there. So let me plug myself in. Oh, there goes the juice. Oh, lovely.
Do you know what? Can I give you a dare?
What's the...
I want you to go outside and I want you to shout, can somebody shut that car off because I am trying to do a podcast? There is a really important podcast episode that's about to happen right now and you're ruining it. Oh, he's going to do it. I think he's going to do it. He's doing it.
Hang on, I don't even know if this window
He's
opens.
opening up the window.
I can't remember.
Oh, he's going to shout.
Hang on.
Oh my god, this is really un-British of you, Forrest. He's trying to open up a window. He's weird. Your shutters are really like...
No, that window doesn't open. That window doesn't. Oh, why is that window? Oh, yeah. Sophie's put the block things back in.
Oh wow! So she's bolted you in as well. So
she's bolted me in.
So it's kind of like soundproof your room for you, just because she doesn't want to like embarrass the street by you talking absolute nonsense about Marvel and DC.
That is outrageous. I can't believe. Also, please don't use that as real footage, there, mate. Because I only this week, but I put on a couple of pounds. So let's not show that off.
What are you talking about, mate? You look great.
Oh, I know, mate. Honestly. It's beautiful once you've got a HD camera. Am I right?
You well have, haven't you? You look crystal clear, my friend.
Oh
my gosh.
So I've got to explain, Matt. So after a year of doing this podcast, and several podcasts where we've talked about how my laptop webcam is an AF. And I got a whole tripod to put a phone on, and there was a whole kerfuffle. Only to find out tonight, Matt, that in my drawer, in my table that I sit at every week to do this podcast, there is a camera I bought many moons ago.
Unbelievable.
I couldn't believe it. A HD Logitech C920,
amazing.
The pinnacle of what, everyday people buy. And they need a little bit of sunshine.
That's a little miracle. What is it called? It's not a divine intervention. Is that what that phrase is?
It might well be.
Is that right? Is that the right thing to say?
Although, if it is divine intervention, they've slapped me in the face with that car alarm.
That car alarm is relentless.
They've gone webcam or fucking irritating noise in the background. So, and for a podcast, I could probably say that the car alarms are worse than the two. So I can only apologise for this podcast. We're sponsored by...
what sounds like I'm going to guess the car make. Okay, I think. Can you see Can you see the car? Because I'm going to guess, dear listener.
Absolutely not.
Okay, no
luck.
It sounds like a Mercedes. It sounds like obnoxious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Mercedes are like obnoxious cars. Right, dear listener, if you drive a Mercedes, I still appreciate, by the way. All right,
please don't unfollow.
Just an FYI.
If we suddenly get 1-star reviews, you are held responsible.
Great
for
podcast, but this Matt absolutely slated my Mercedes, so he can get fucked.
Oh, bloody Malcolm the Mercedes! I'm fucking furious. How fucking dare you, boy? I can't believe it. I had such a whale of a time with Don't Be a Hero podcast, and fucking Matt's let the team down by fucking disappointed Mercedes. Can't bloody believe it.
Oh God, Monty, have you heard this episode, Monty? Oh, don't listen to it.
The sheer anger from
because if you drive a Mercedes, you're probably called Monty.
Monty.
Anyway.
We digress.
Before we go straight into it, I mean, this is our monthly news roundup episode. But before we do that, what has your week been like? Have you got any anecdotes that you can throw me in the face before I give you what my week's been like?
I'll tell you what highlight this week, Matt, was you and me, buddy. Mate. You and me on Saturday. That was an absolute joy to the world, mate. Matt, we
put in the work Saturday, didn't we?
We put in a fucking shift, mate. You came around my house. You bought some pan au chocolat.
I bloody well did.
We put our fingers on a couple of roasted peanuts.
Bloody well did. That was good, wasn't it?
Oh, it was bloody lovely. But we've done quite a few shenanigans, shall I say, ready for the podcast. I can't wait, Matt.
We've got some plans, dear listener. Okay, so we spent a lot of time over the weekend just thinking about what we can be doing for the year, events we can be going to. We've also got some funky announcements to make in the near future. We're just working out kinks on certain things currently, and once we've smoothed those edges and polished it off, dusted it off, gave it a good cuddle and a kiss, we will announce it to you in due course. But we've got some serious plans, and we're really, really excited. And it was just a really exciting time because I think, and again, we're coming up to our first year of this podcast. So, dear listener, again, if you've been listening to us since the beginning, we really, really appreciate you. And if you are brand new as well, hello, we're Matt and Forrest, and this is what we do. Welcome to our wonderful little hub layer of talking about all things superheroes. But we have currently been going through all of the phases from date of release from the Marvel movies, and including doing some wildcard movies. And now we've been talking about these new kind of monthly news kind of recaps. So at the end of every month, we do this kind of thing, a little bit relaxed, a little bit informal, talk about what's been going on in the news. And but really exciting stuff coming forward. So it'll all be released to you soon. But yes, that was great, wasn't it?
It was fantastic. It was how was your week outside of our fabulous day been, Matt?
Well, that was awesome. I mean, in terms of Saturday, that was amazing. But then on Sunday, tell you what I did. I went and saw Paramore at the O2. Mate, it was electric. It was amazing.
Mate, Misery Business.
Yeah.
I remember. Did she play Misery Business?
She bloody well did.
Oh, she fucking whore.
Bloody well did.
Bloody hell, Maurice. You've come back. By
Monty.
God.
Monty, did you see that Haley Williams? No, I didn't, Monty. No. Oh, God's sake. I've lost track now. They were amazing. So basically, I'm a massive music fan. Obviously, if you're getting to know me, dear listener, you probably know that I'm a massive rock head. I love my rock music. I'm a massive fan of Foo Fighters. I've got a Taylor Hawkins tribute tattoo recently on my arm. And Paramore are one of those top kind of like punk bands, pop punk bands, let's say, that I've listened to since I was a dear little teenager. And I've never seen them before until, last week, which was amazing. And actually, I need to give, I saw a reel by J Squared podcast, who were talking about Paramore. And I think one of them was talking about how they'd never listened to Paramore before and they don't really like Paramore. And I was listening to that at the same time. It's so weird. At the same time as being in the O2, I was just going through all of our feed and saw that video, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm literally about to see Paramore at the same time." But they're an amazing band, and the stage presence Hayley Williams has is absolutely insane. And mate, I got to be honest, I was absolutely fucked. For a Sunday, I went hard.
Wow, well, we were.
I went too hard.
I can know. I've got a bladder. Well, as you know, Matt, I've got a bladder the size of a peanut. So if I'm out for an event like that, and you're in a venue where the last thing you want to be doing is going to the grim toilets, I couldn't manage it,
mate. We're seeing this. We arrived at a decent time, okay, and we just caught the end of Block Party's set. And as we were standing there was no queue for the drinks, and I was like, do you know what? Let's strike it while it's hot. Let's get the beers in, and then get a little tipsy, and then get in, and then watch it, and it'll be amazing. I was very much alone in this. Obviously, Rachel doesn't drink, nice. And my mate Rob was with me as well, but he took like half an hour to find us because he had to get to another gate. So by the time he met us, I was already like 2 or 3 drinks down. Wow. So I was the only one that was like super buzzed.
I mean that, yeah. Can you even remember Paramore, mate?
I can remember the feelings because I'm still, I think, riding on a bit of an adrenaline high from it. But like there's certain moments where it's quite foggy.
Were you standing?
We were sitting, but we were standing the whole time anyway.
Nice.
Yeah. It was an incredible gig. It was an incredible night, and also it kind of carried on. There was you got the Slug and Lettuce at the bottom of the O2. And we went in there, and they were playing Paramore music for like another hour and a bit, and we got some more drinks there, and it was just great. The vibes were absolutely incredible. Yeah,
mate, I love that. Was it the old mosh pit?
Do you know what? There was one tiny mosh pit during Ms. Business, in the middle, but everything else was just kind of just jumping, and as well the demographics, mate. I was amongst my people. I was really worried it would just be a bunch of like people in their early 20s that had just been listening to their recent albums, but there was hardcore people there. It was amazing.
Fucking love that.
It was great.
And we've also today we've just found out as well that Blur.
Yeah.
So the band Blur. So Damon is from Colchester, from where we live, or where I live. Matt's rejected Colchester and moved away.
Too far away, but all right.
No, moved away. In the eyes of Colchester, he moved away. But Blur, they're coming home. It's amazing. A hometown gig, and I haven't got tickets. Absolutely no chance of me getting tickets because the venue, in comparative terms to any big venue that they're going to play, is minute. So the chances of getting a ticket are about 1,000 to 1.
I mean, it's going to be really small, but it's going to be an incredible moment. I might even just like stand outside.
Should we do that?
You can still hear it.
Yeah, we could. I tell you what, let's get some stickers for the podcast. Let's get some podcast merch.
Yeah.
Stand outside, do a live podcast.
Yeah.
You guys can hear what we can hear, which could be hilarious if we can't hear anything. So you just hear the sound of silence and the sound of the night. There's the breeze. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. But yeah. Oh, no, yeah, see.
Can't wait. Mate, we have digressed massively here.
We have
really gone off on a tangent.
You are getting a podcast with no fucking aim whatsoever. You're getting no Marvel whatsoever. You're getting no information. Just this is just a Matt and Foz go, wild episode.
Do you know what would have been really good is when we actually met for our admin day on Saturdays to talk about how we might format this particular episode every month. But we didn't do that. We didn't do that. We didn't make those plans.
Plenty of bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
I.e. those peanuts.
Yes, my friend. Talking about peanuts, I have no segue. Let's talk about the monthly news roundup of Marvel and DC, my friend.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go straight in. We have found out from the writer Jeff Loveness, who is writing Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. He has announced that both the X-Men and Fantastic Four will not appear. He said, and I quote, Matt, "No, I think all that stuff is pretty far away. I know they're making Fantastic Four, but that's its own thing. I mean, look, I'm the biggest X-Men guy in the world. No, I think that's being saved for a bit."
Oh, okay. So there will be no ties.
no ties whatsoever. And yeah, so clearly we're not getting any X-Men potentially until past the Kang dynasty.
So can we just check? So when's Kang Dynasty coming out? When's that back? Is it 2026? I want to say it's 2025 or 2025.
With Avengers Kang Dynasty a few months later. So Fantastic Four was in 2025. So Kang Dynasty is a few months later.
Right.
I tell you what though, bit of news that I didn't even realise was there.
Yeah.
Do you know who he did confirm was going to be in Avengers of King Dynasty?
Dynasty, what? Go on, tell me.
Namor.
Really? A return for Namor?
Namor is coming back.
Oh, that's amazing. That's good. That's good to know, because I think Namor very much impressed a lot of our audiences, I'd say, in terms of his performance in Wakanda Forever. Like, a genuine threat. Like, in terms of, like, setting up a villain, Namor in spades was that. Like, it's just the imagery of him rising from the ocean in that first appearance for him as well. Like, it was just fierce. So that's really good to know. I think I'm a little bit disappointed that there won't be any ties in terms of the characters, in terms of the main thread, and as well really holding off on the X-Men as well, because we've got, you know, Miss Marvel very much put that in a kind of a thread towards the end, very much hinted that with the 1997 X-Men theme song at the end of Miss Marvel, which we'll get to at some point when we go through our reviews. But also Deadpool 3 now coming into the mix, and X-Men kind of stuff there. So
yeah, I suppose likewise we haven't had a specific X-Men. Well, we had no X-Men figure yet. So actually, they're so big and so wanted. In the same vein that Fantastic Four, you could argue the same. I suppose actually we're not that far away. 2-3 years, and we know that Marvel are reducing their content. They don't want to quite go for quantity over quality anymore. So I think actually that's a wise decision to go, X-Men, Fantastic Four, they're big properties, so we're going to wait until, this whole Kang thing's done. We introduce them, we're getting a Fantastic Four film. We're probably absolutely going to get more X-Men, especially once Wolverine's reintroduced. So I think, they're playing the long game of that, and I don't mind that as much.
You got to trust it, obviously, because, there's bigger plans here. I think there's probably other things at stake as well, which kind of leads us in perfectly to talk about Jonathan Majors in terms of any update on Jonathan Majors. So again, dear listener, if you don't know, I'm sure you do anyway, but just to recap, Jonathan Majors has been recently claims coming out that over domestic abuse, really, really serious issues, really serious claims being made over Jonathan Majors. He does currently have a court hearing on, I think, May the 8th. Now, that's kind of the only update really we have, other than there's reports being broken as well from a report from New York saying that there's been another claim against him as well over similar things. That's not been verified as far as I'm aware. I can't see in terms of any kind of verification on that. So it's all claims. It's all being taken very, very seriously. And no kind of news has broken in terms of Jonathan Majors being recast. Everything's been very much, I think everything, what I can gather, is hinging on this hearing on May 8th. But I wonder, with the news that you've just been talking about, is there a reason why they're kind of holding off on those announcements, or saying, oh yeah, no, it won't have anything to do with Kang Dynasty? Because if it all crumbles in front of them, how are they going to? Because they've got to recast it if it all does go sideways. They can't just ignore the story, can they? They can't just go, okay, clean slate, let's do something else. They've got to address that, and they've got to recast it, do that bit, and then move on as quickly as possible, maybe.
Absolutely. And are we still at a point where could they completely rejig the game? I mean, ultimately, we the multiverse is a thing, and you can't really get rid of that. But given Kang's kind of character, surely there are other characters that are similar villains within the multiverse that they could bring in if they wanted to. Problem might basically, Matt, I think I have a little bit of an issue with recasting because I think that it's just you've been made to be used to Jonathan Majors as that part. Right, so it feels to me that you're just sticking a kind of like a cheap plaster over it by going, oh, it's now this completely different person, which actually, if it was a film that came in 5 years, 10 years time, fair enough, but straight away it feels a little bit eggy to go, oh yeah, we built this guy up and now it's gonna change to someone else. I would prefer they go, right, how can we think of a way, which they can, it's the multiverse, right? Anything is possible. Yeah. So I would have thought this is the easiest moment for them to turn around and go, right, okay, let's hold on. And they're a multi-million pound company or dollar company, right? So it's not as if they can't turn around and go, right, we're going to have a hiatus of half a year to a year. There'll be TV series that they can still bring out that doesn't reference any of that. Captain Marvel, lots of different stuff, right? So I think have a hiatus and possibly do something brand new.
Yeah, I don't you think that's messy as fuck? Mm-hmm. Don't you think that would be really, really messy for an audience? And cause more upset than just a recast?
Yeah, but you've still got to go back and edit stuff. We've had Loki, we've had what's the bloody last one we just had? Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Well, they could. I mean, they've got the capabilities of superimposing a new face.
You're completely rewriting, but all the dialogue's got to change. You can't have a new person. You'd have to redo all the dialogue.
They really screwed themselves up. On that last scene with all the Kangs in that kind of in that arena, when all the Kangs met for that big meeting at the end of Quantum Mania, they really should have thought about casting a few other people.
Yeah, just for yeah.
Like they missed the trick there. They missed the trick. But what if, mate, he does get recast? Who is playing Kang? Who do you think?
Have
you got any people that you think that might play Kang?
Any people who I think might play Kang, might be good at Kang. In all honesty, not really, and because this is another thing, right? Do you go for someone who provides a similar performance to Jonathan Majors, or are you recasting and going, right, this is a completely different Kang, still the nature of Kang, but no two actors are ever going to be the same, right? No. Despite some people who might listen to this and think, oh, it's fucking acting, you're acting. Surely you could just, mould that character to be yourself. And that's not quite as easy as it sounds. And also, you will always be second fiddle to the original person that was there, right? So for me, they've got to go completely different with it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they'd probably need to make an assertive choice whether they got two choices really in terms of the recast. They either try somebody that looks like Jonathan Majors and can play like Jonathan Majors in terms of the Kang that we've currently got, or just go completely different and find somebody of a different ilk, maybe a different variant version of Kang that we haven't seen yet. Maybe, I don't know. But do you want to? There have been already. I mean, this is typical Marvel, typical hearsay as well. If there are recasts, there have been names that have been dropped. Would you like to hear some of them, my friend?
I would love to hear them.
So I'm currently...
If any of them are Jared Leto, I'm going to throw myself out of the window. If Jared Leto features on the list you're about to say, I'm going to throw my fucking living corpse out of the window next to me.
What's wrong with Jared Leto, man?
Fucking shit. I'll have it on record. Piss poor.
He's on Vampire King, man.
Yeah, all right.
Honestly, it's a real shame. I mean, that's the fact. I know I'm not doing that tangent. I'm not. I'm coming away from that immediately. No, I had to stop myself there. That was a serious filter. Sorry, I'm going back to Jonathan Majors. Okay, so according to sportskeeda.com, there have been 5 names that have been dropped in an article. So these are actors that are currently, being spouted about of a Jonathan Majors recast. So Javier Bardem is number 1. So Javier Bardem is unequivocally, undeniably an incredible actor. Dear listener, you got to admit the performances that Javier Bardem have given us in the years have been absolutely brilliant, and in terms of a villain as well, really great villain. I would quite like to see that. I think as a variation of Kang, that might be pretty cool. We've got, in terms of likeness for Jonathan Majors, this is one particularly being kind of spouted about. John David Washington is a rising star in Hollywood. And he's got a really impressive acting range. I think he was in Christopher Nolan's Tenet. Did you see Tenet?
Yes, yeah, incredible film.
Really good film, really great actor, and also he has that kind of commanding presence that Jonathan Majors has as well. Might be a like for like kind of swap over. There's one that really, really excites me, which is Giancarlo Esposito. Fucking hell. I thought I'm going to nail this, and I didn't. I absolutely fucked it in terms of the name. But he plays Gus Fring, obviously, in Breaking Bad. And obviously, if you're watching the Mandalorian series, dear listener, he is our Moff Gideon, who is so good. So good. And again, as a villain, works perfectly. Really great at playing villains. But is that something that he's done too much of? Would he be interested in doing something like that in the MCU? One of the most popular names that have come out of it is John Boyega, who is obviously from Star Wars. Would be quite interesting, again, potential kind of charisma that Jonathan Major has as well, likability as well. I think that might be quite a nice swap if they were to do it. And Lakeith and Stanfield, who I don't actually know. Lakeith Stanfield is also a showcase actor in quite a lot of indie movies. It says here, his experience delivering multifaceted characters with a natural intensity and unpredictability can make him a perfect fit for Kang. I haven't seen him in anything, I don't think, but looks again like a potential kind of clear sort of recast in there. But those are some names. Dear listener, if you know of any other names as well, let us know. Let us know who you think might be a good recast for Jonathan Majors, should it happen. Now, speculation is speculation. This is all speculation. Nothing's really come out equivocally currently. It's all an ongoing story. So this will obviously, no doubt, if you're listening to this in September of 2023, for instance, the story's changed. So right now, that's where we're at in April.
I am going to chuck out a random person here to take over Kang. Are you ready for this? Because this is gonna confuse you.
Oh God.
Sandra Oh.
She's amazing.
As Kang.
She's amazing.
Yeah. Because what we've just talked about in terms of similarity, I don't think Marvel will play that game. Because you are getting into dangerous territory where they'll go, oh, you're comparing it to Jonathan Majors, right? You're always comparing. So that, for me, that would be the last thing they would do, which is which is why you said a couple of suggestions, which would lift the age of him quite considerably. I think that's more plausible. They might go for an older Kang, which I think works brilliantly. Or they'll go, let's do a female Kang. And Sandra Oh, what I think would bring a sophisticated arsehole. she could do quite well, I think. Which for me is what oozed from Jonathan Majors, but in the very essence that it would be Sandra Oh, you're not going to get that comparison.
I like that. I like that a lot. Like I do. That's a really good shout. What do you think, dear listener? If you've got any thoughts on that, let us know. All right. You can email us on don'tbeaheropodcast@gmail.com, or you can send a little message. Send us a message on Instagram. Yeah, that's cool. Should we move on to the next bit?
Yeah, hit me with your news story, Matt.
All right, my friend, I will. I shall. Let's talk about the next hot topic from the Marvel news.
Can you talk tonight, mate? Hot pick. That's hot topic.
I'm beginning to feel the late night kind of that feeling. Do you know what I mean? Like, when it gets to a certain hour in the night, especially during the week, you're like, oh my god.
I'm just gonna put this in. It's 8:55 p.m. ladies and gents. 8:55.
No, it's definitely like 11 o'clock at night right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. That's it, Matt. Yeah.
I know. I do. In all honesty, 9 o'clock by that time it's bedtime. Bedtime. Bedtime.
Sorry, I interrupt badly. You tell me, what's your story, mate?
Talking about Fantastic Four, should we talk about Reed Richards? We have got a potential casting announcement maybe on the horizon. There's kind of advanced talks happening with Adam Driver to play the famous Reed Richards in Fantastic Four. Any thoughts on that? Before I stumble into more of my words.
Oh, I'm not going to say anything. I don't know. I am one of these people who doesn't quite understand the love for Adam Driver. I can appreciate Adam Driver. I think he's a good actor, just like many good actors are out there. Quite why he's in everything, I cannot appreciate. Also, as Reed Richards, I'm not necessarily digging that vibe. I don't think Adam's a strange one. Do you know what? Adam Driver would be better Kang than he bloody would be Reed Richards.
But that's the thing. He performed a villain very well in Star Wars, but he does also have this extremely stoic presence about him. And for him to play a character like that would be very interesting to see different ways. Now, I have seen a lot of indie movies that feature Adam Driver. There was one out on Netflix recently. I think it's called White Noise. Okay. And he plays a character very unlike himself. So he's got versatility. I don't doubt that at all. But I'm with you a little bit. I think there's this weird kind of look to him that people there's a real following of Adam Driver's, but I think it's his hair, mate. Let's talk about hair. Let's talk about the hair. His hair is shiny as F, mate.
It is, mate. That is some top level
shimmers.
Top level L'Oreal. That is.
Have you seen him in those adverts? I don't know if it's a hair advert. It might be a perfume or deodorant advert of some sort. No, he does. He also does a website advert as well.
Does he?
Yeah, I think it's
GoDaddy.com.
Yeah, it's something like that. Is it Wix?
No, it's not Wix. GoDaddy.com.
What is it? He's in it. He's sold his soul to some sort of commercial. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not wholly sold. But originally back in 2008. Well, prior to that, I wasn't wholly sold on Heath Ledger playing the Joker, and.
Look at it.
That was pretty amazing. So, yeah.
It's not. If that gets announced, I'm going to be like, okay.
But it's not announced
for the film.
It's not announced.
No, exactly. So, he could turn out to be anyone.
Could be you. Have you got an email from K-Dog?
Well,
have you? Has he been emailing you?
Don't want to disclose.
He hasn't emailed me.
Well, after some of your comments in previous podcasts,
he's gone a bit quiet. Actually, I'll be quite honest. He has gone quiet on me.
Kevin, where you at, Kevin?
K-Dog, it's been a while since I called you out, K-Dog. Don't make me do it, K-Dog. I will. I'll email you again.
Kevin, are you trying me? Because you're putting me to the test here, Kevin. Mr. K-Dog. No.
Mate, honestly, I would love to see you in MCU somehow. Can we make this happen? Can we put this out in the universe right now? Forrest needs to feature in some sort of MCU movie or TV series.
I think I could play the Rock man in Fantastic Four.
The Thing.
I think I'd be the Rock man. The Thing. I think I would be an absolute shoo-in for The Thing.
If there is ever a brilliant little clip, a little tip here about what our podcast is about, is that we don't know a whole lot about Marvel or superheroes. We claim that sometimes we do, but every now and then we come up with absolute nonsense. The Rock person, yes,
the Rock thing.
I
did say thing.
You did say thing, but
yeah, I think I'd be an absolute shoo-in for The Thing. And to be fair, you'd be a good Reed Richards, I think.
Oh, thanks, mate.
I think you'd be great, Reed Richards.
I've always thought I'd be a Barry Allen type person.
Barry Allen,
bit of a Flash.
Oh well. Yeah, you did get arrested for doing that once, but
I'm not Ezra Miller. No, Ezra Miller. I'm more Grant Gustin, which actually goes into the news perfectly. I mean, digressing to DC here, but Grant Gustin has just recently finished his final series of The Flash with CW, and has actually said as well he is done being the Flash. So any theories out there, and I know there were some theories out there that he will take over from Ezra Miller. In the new DC James Gunn universe, let's say, but there's no hints there at all. I think he's done, which is a shame because I think he was actually pretty good. But I would have liked to have seen him on the big screen.
Yeah.
You've never watched those, have you? You didn't watch those?
Never watched. Yeah, never really been a Flash fan.
The first couple of series really good, and then it just fell apart.
Yeah.
Clumsy writing, man. Clumsy writing. But that was CW for you. It was just, strange. Anyway, should we talk about DC? Should we segue to DC while we're kind of already there?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we'll circle back. We'll do a little circle back.
We'll do a little roundabout.
Thing. Did you see the Blue Beetle trailer, my friend?
I have not seen it yet.
Well, I got an idea.
Ooh.
Why don't you press that bloody play?
Oh,
let's get a live reaction, shall we?
Let's do that, shall we, boy? Okay. So
get some initial thoughts, shall we?
I'm popping in the Blue Beetle.
Oh.
Here he goes. I'm Blue Beetle in it. The Blue Beetle trailer, 2023. Oh, here we go. Right, I'm watching. Wow, there we go. I've now seen the Beetlejuice trailer. I liked it. It's a bit too much focus on the actual costume, I would have said.
Yep.
And not really, but it looks good. It looks very effective. Don't like the transformation. That kind of gives me a bit of the heebie-jeebies. It looks, he's turning into a little beetle. I'm like, ugh.
It's a bit like Metamorphosis in a way, if you know about Frank Kafka's kind of...
Yeah. Cool, that takes me back to my university days.
Doesn't it? That's a little theatre. That's a little theatre Easter egg there for you, dear listener, if you know.
Metamorphosis, crikey.
Gregor, sha.
What the fuck was that? Yes. Yeah, no, I thoroughly agree, Matt. Victor. I enjoyed it. I think it's going to be... I don't think it's something that you're going to come out of and go, whoa, that's got a lot of gravitas. That has. So I look forward to a few more films about that. That feels like very much like a one-off. I go in, lots of action, lots of fun, but I'm done after I've seen it.
What do you think about the costume? Just out of interest.
Good
outfit.
I quite like it.
It's pretty cool.
I'm a fan. It looks like he looks like a beetle.
It does look like a beetle.
Which is what?
It does look like a beetle.
What I want out of my Beetle films.
So this dropped a few weeks ago, about three weeks ago. So we're quite late to the party with this trailer, but I think it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah.
I do agree. I think it will be a standalone movie. I think it looks like they'll wait to see what the reaction is. But there's this weird... I just get this kind of like sort of Transformers Spider-Man kind of vibe to it. Sort of coming of age in a way. The actor... name escapes me. But they play thingy in Cobra Kai. Have you seen Cobra Kai?
No.
I say thingy. So, Solo. Oh my gosh, these names. Amazing name. I wish I had a name like this. My name is so boring. Zolo Marinduena.
Oh, wow.
He plays Miguel Diaz in Cobra Kai, but he is our Blue Beetle. Great actor, great performances. I think he's on in Cobra Kai. It's actually a proper little great series, and I'm excited to see him on the big screen in a role like this. I don't know. I'm going to be completely transparent, dear listener, and I'm sure Forrest will agree. I don't know much about this, this Beetle boy, what his name is. But I'm excited by it. I think it looks cool. It's got action to it, and I will most definitely be going to see it.
He's got a large sword. That was impressive. And he's got beetle things, little grippers, little hands.
It's fucking.
He's a little beetle.
You get the best content in terms of deep diving. As in trailers, he's got a nice beetle arm. I like a big sword.
He's got a very impressive sword, a very impressive little beetle, little beetly things. That's a 10 out of 10 trailer. That is for me. I love a good sword. I love a good beetle. Yes, please.
Sticking with DC, did you see the teaser trailer for the Penguin HBO Max series?
Yes.
Looks great.
Awesome. Loving the vibe created as well for that.
Yeah, so this is Colin Farrell's reprise of the Penguin. And in terms of I watched it quite recently. I rewatched the Batman a few weeks ago. I completely forgot how flipping long that movie is. It is so long. But
it is a fortnight annual leave for it, mate.
Jesus, I had to have a break. I had to kind of like dip in and out. It took me about a good 3-4 hours to watch it. But it is really good and really good in it. So I'm interested to see what happens next in terms of how we can develop that character. I actually don't know what we're going to be getting from that, but like I'm interested to see more information as it comes forward. So in terms of like DC, that's what I've got. Have you got any more DC news before we circle back?
I've got no DC, but on our journey to circle back, it only feels right to begin talking about James Gunn. And if you're going to talk about James Gunn, you've got to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That was a segue to melt my face.
I melted your face.
Such a good segue. Thank you for this.
The noises in this podcast. Outrageous. Yes. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's round the mother effing corner. I cannot wait. Isn't it next week we're seeing it?
Mate, I think it is.
Wow.
Is it? Yeah, it is. It's next week.
Like 4th of May, isn't it? 4th of May, 3rd of May?
Yeah. We've got the tickets. We're ready to go.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited. Yeah, so brand new news. James Gunn has revealed there are 2 post-credit scenes. What will they be?
I don't know. Well, I mean, we can only theorise, and that's what this platform is for. So let's throw my hood up and let's go for a theory. Theory number 1. I think we're going to get some more Adam Warlock content as one end credit.
Yeah.
And also, I think we might get a little teaser for a Loki again. I don't think it will be too exciting. I'll be quite honest.
We've only just had Loki though.
But I think they're going to thread that through consistently, so people go and watch it on Disney Plus.
But have they ever done that before though?
No, but I think that's what they'll probably start doing.
I think we are going to get a scroll scene because
teaser for Invasion.
Yeah,
Secret Invasion. Yeah, okay, fair play.
Secret Invasion. like a little tie-in maybe, because Skrull, yeah, I just feel like thinking of the Guardians film, the type of characters that appear, it's, you know, what's the loosest connection I can think of, and actually having the Skrulls appear would be quite cool. But yeah, I don't know. Adam Warlock, definitely, because we've got to see how they're going to continue that character on. And actually, so what I also saw was some reviews of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Oh, really?
Really positive.
First
reviews, really positive reviews. They've said that the focus is very much on the Guardians, as it should be.
Yep.
And therefore, Adam, although he has a strong part, isn't necessarily massive within the film, so therefore would lean quite well into them going, right, okay, so you saw some of Adam, but you're going to see him more in here's his time with another film.
There's a little shot that's been kind of like leaked in terms of Adam Warlock soaring like Superman-esque across a frame in front of a landscape. Now, I have a feeling that might be part of the end credit sequence, seeing him in kind of like solid action. I don't know how much we'll get. I think you're right. I don't think we'll get too much of Adam Warlock at all. Maybe enough for him to come in at the end and maybe save the day or whatever it might be. But I think they'll tease as much as possible in the feature of the film and then just kind of like land you with a massive kind of like, oh my God moment in the end credits to be excited to see what happens next. But we might be wrong. I'm kind of hoping we'll be wrong and we get a shit ton of his, moments, but we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully. And the other thing we could get, if we don't get Loki, Matt, we could get Agatha. Because actually, early filming, alluding to what's around the corner, could we get a glimpse of what we could be Sacha Baron Cohen's character? Although he's going to be in his own thing, isn't he? If he does turn out to be
Mephisto. Yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, the long stretch is we still haven't seen any more of Harry Styles, rightly or wrongly.
I knew you were going to mention him.
Absolutely nothing from him since the end of Eternals. So, colour me intrigued.
That was such a mistake, honestly. Talk about kind of putting castings out of nowhere. That was an out of nowhere casting. I would be more than happy to not see his face on the MCU screen again.
Well, buckle up, because we're about to get a trilogy of Harry Styles.
Could you? What if? And I say this: what if an Eternal character turns up?
I will.
What will you do?
Throw myself out of cinema.
I
demand my entire ticket price back.
I want to see a proper reaction from you if that happens.
Oh, God alive. And the thing is, Matt, genuinely is possible. And that
You'll be all over The Guardian. Man destroys a Curzon over the Eternals announcement in Guardians.
When we're there at the credits going, what a film. Like, remarkable. I loved every second. Up on the screen, Eternal.
You just like throw up in front of the row in front of you.
Just like throwing shit. Talking about throwing shit. Talking about Hulk smash.
Yeah.
What about a Hulk little thing? Could we get?
Think there'd be a Hulk thing?
I don't know.
No,
absolutely
that's
not.
so incredibly unlikely.
All right, man.
They're keeping Hulk.
What a way to kill my
vibe, mate. They're keeping Hulk unbelievably stum.
I know.
Until they'll think of what to do.
What a way to unrelease the Kraken. To release the Kraken is to go, ooh,
Hulk smash, it's fucked up.
Hulk smash. Deadpool 3.
Deadpool, well, nah, it's too early.
Although, you say that, is it too early? Is it too early? But B, this film is the first film we're fucking it.
Yes, it is.
So,
yes. They're dropping they're throwing some more F-bombs.
I revealed your news there, but yeah.
No, that's fine. It's all right. It's perfect. Because I think you're right. I think they're introducing a little bit more explicit content to our older MCU viewers for us to be gearing up to the Deadpools, to what your next announcement will be again about a certain hunter. We've got I think we've got threads that are being played through in terms of seeing more adult, in quotation marks, content coming to us. I'm excited by that. I think Guardians is a perfect platform to do it because you can get away with a lot with Guardians. Get away with a lot.
Absolutely. And yes, as you quite rightly identified, the first R-rated Sony Marvel film is going to be Kraven the Hunter. Now, Kraven the Hunter first appears in one of the Amazing Spider-Man comics. It kind of feels a little bit too in line with the Super Soldier serum, because Kraven the Hunter is all about like ultra, abilities where he's got kind of ultra strength, blah blah blah. So it's going to be quite in line with what we're seeing quite a lot of in Marvel films, but with that R-rated twang to it.
R-rated twang, I like that.
I love an R-rated twang.
R-rated twang. I think making things a little bit more R-rated for superhero movies, I feel like it's a very deliberate choice. I think there's been a huge call out, and again, I don't totally agree with this kind of sentiment, but like a lot of pushback from the Miss Marvel series, a lot of pushback from She-Hulk as well, going, you're playing to a younger demographic, this isn't for me, blah, 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 all that kind of jazz. And I think, as much as I understand where they're coming from, because let's be honest, we are of those demographics in terms of being older. Let's face it, you are old too, Forrest.
All right, mate. All right.
All right. It's not just me. I'm not ancient. You're old too.
You drag me to the grave just as much as you like, mate. That's...
Bloody coming with me, mate.
Oh, can't wait.
Bloody coming with me. But there's Miss Marvel series, like that's very much for a certain demographic. As was, let's be quite honest, Spider-Man. Look at the Homecoming trilogy. It was all about the coming of age of a teenager.
100%.
So, anyway, I think there's been a response. But that, in terms of talk about Miss Marvel, there's also been the Marvels trailer that's come out in recent weeks as well. Have you seen that?
I have seen the Marvels trailer. And yeah, I think in the same way you could say She-Hulk was good for the audience that it was created for, I think the Marvels will be lovely. Okay, I'm really excited for Secret Invasion because of the genre, the kind of dark spy thriller-esque that they're going for. The Marvels, I'm just a bit like, okay, well, I don't know what we're going for here. Like, it's a bit of comedy. I thought the trailer was good. It certainly didn't put me off it. But if I look at it, if I wasn't a podcaster who's going to go and watch it regardless, if I wasn't a Marvel fan who would go and watch it regardless, if I saw that trailer without any of that, would I go and watch it? No.
That's fair play. That's a fair play. That's a fair thoughts there as well, and I think that's kind of been shared a fair bit across the sort of universe of Marvel fans. However, there's been quite a strong positive response as well. So we put out a post actually when this was dropped on our Instagram about we asked the question, how are you feeling? Honest opinions I've put as well. Okay, people, honest thoughts. Now, how are we feeling about the Marvel's new teaser trailer? I've put, and this is my comment, this isn't Forrest's, I've put, I think there's lots more to be explored here, but so far, excitement chart is about a 5 out of 10. Okay. I have watched it again since, and I'll probably say it's at 6.5, but it's not much more than that. I am skeptical. I think we probably, against one of those trailers, we may have just seen the best bits. But let's kind of read some comments out. I'm going to read some comments and what people thought about it.
Here's up.
So Hunter's Flicks said, not gonna lie, this looked way better than it had any right to. Which is, to be honest, I think that's a fair thing. There's lots of action. I think there's lots of it's a team up movie. It is. You can't deny it. It's a team up movie. So we're going to see lots of action sequences. We're going to see quite a lot of powers being used in kind of like a team for work fashion. I'm looking forward to that. You know me, I really like a good action sequence. So, yeah, I'm all for it. Never Ending Film Festival said, looks really good. Excitement level, 10 out of 10.
Ooh,
okay, really positive. Hugh V302 said, I love it a lot. Feels like a big step up from the first, and the action looks to be amazing. Again, I agree with that. It doesn't look too bad at all. And then Anna Bird said, I'm freaking pumped. Captain Marvel is my favourite. Bring on the Marvels. So I think from the comments, really positive. So, I think ultimately there's more to be seen. They'll probably no doubt release more trailers as it comes closer. But yeah, I think there's been a mixed bag.
I think for me, as a massive Brie Larson, I'm a big Brie Larson fan. I really liked her Captain Marvel. I think I would have preferred a sequel to Captain Marvel rather than this.
Yeah.
I would have preferred. I think bringing in the younger Marvels, the different varieties, and the thing is, because Monica's in this, right?
Yeah, Photon.
And a big fan, massive fan of her, as we spoke about when we did Wonder. And actually, I would have preferred a sequel that had them two in it. Yeah. And not this kind of young, and I feel like and I know why we're doing it, because you've got to have young Avengers, you've got to have people who are coming up the ranks to take over, but it seems to be that we're having a lot of TV shows and a lot of Marvel films where you always have to have a young character in it at the moment. We always and I find that a bit like, do we always need to have that? Can we not just have, which I suppose we're not, by the look of it, we're not having that in Secret Invasion. It is an older cast, the maturity levels seem quite high. But yeah, I don't know.
In terms of response to the trailer, there's been quite a lot of thoughts in the fact that you can see the quirkiness of Brie Larson as a performer coming out more in this movie than the previous iterations of Captain Marvel as well, which I think is a good call. She does indie stuff really well. She does quirkiness really well. So I think just let her lean into it, because there might be a nice sort of charismatic kind of addition to it. I'm excited to see what will happen. I am. I'll be honest. I'm not going to say I'm not nervous. I'm nervous about it. Like I think we're probably going to see the best bits in the trailer, and then that will probably be it, and it'll be like a 5 out of 10 movie for us. But I really hope I'm wrong. I really want to be wrong. So fingers crossed, it's going to be a smash hit, and Captain Marvel is going to live on with Miss Marvel and Photon forever and ever and ever.
100% agree,
mate. That's my news. Have you got any news?
I've got no more news. I'm out of news. I think that was an absolute, if I don't say so myself, a superb episode there. A superb amount of detail and lovely news. And as always, very excited.
It's really exciting. There's lots of stuff happening. There's lots of stuff dropping. But we no doubt we probably have missed a few things here and there as well. So dear listener, if you're listening right now and you've got news that needs to be told as well, do let us know. Give us a message on Instagram at Don't Be a Hero Podcast, or give us an email at don'tbeaheropodcast@gmail.com, and we will send that out to the universe on the platform and give you a massive shout out. All right?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to give an incentive, Matt. Do you know what? I'm going to give an incentive. So me and Matt worked on Saturday together on a couple of things. And one of those things, so this is the most ambiguous thing that I could possibly say, but if you send us an email, the first person who sends us an email that is detailed and provides a piece of news that they are excited about to Don't Be a Hero podcast@gmail.com. Thank God I got that right.
Well done.
You will get free access to one of these two things that will be explained to you in due course.
Oh,
let's create an incentive for engagement.
Oh, that's cheeky. I know what you did there. I know what you did. In terms of the plans that we've got coming, I know exactly what you just did there. That's clever, my friend. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
Dear listener, do get in touch, because it's definitely worth it. I'm not genuinely not lying. It's definitely worth it.
100%.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, drop us an email. We will drop you an email back with more detail that you've got to remain confidential about for the next few weeks. Is that a deal? That is a deal. And also, this will test who listens to the whole of the bloody podcast, won't it? If you got to the end, you're going to get a freebie.
Yeah, that's true. We'll know who you are.
Yes.
That's clever.
Right. Well, I'm going to leave you on that. It's been an absolute joy, as always, Matt.
Mate, it's just always wonderful to see that beautiful, sparkling face of yours, especially now, all in HD. Wonderful. Glorious.
We've got a second half of Loki next week.
We do. Do you know what? It's really funny. I had a panic earlier. I was like, shit, should I have watched it? But I realised it was the news episode. But yeah, cannot wait. We're looking at episode 4, 5, and 6 for Loki Series 1.
So excited. So I'll see you then.
See you next week, my friend.
Ta-da.
Bye, dear listener.